for tuning into WAOB News Now. My name is Lorenza Medley, and I am joined by Peyton Jarrell from the Albany Humane Society. She is the adoption director, and she is coming to speak to us about an issue that a lot of animal shelters are dealing with in the Southwest Georgia area. And so I just got off the phone with the Lee County Animal Shelter this morning, and they told us that they are not able to accept any more animals and that they're having to put animals on a wait list. Now, I know that you told me yesterday that the Albany Humane Society, they have an issue with overcrowding. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, we have seen an influx in strays in Albany and Dougherty County here recently. A lot of those strays are from accidental litters and things like that. So we preach spay neuter for Albany and every county. And I think that spaying and neutering will really cut down the strays in these areas.
All right, and I know that there has been an increase of animals coming into the shelter. Can you tell us the impact that it has on the operations and the staff?
It is really hard. A lot of places are understaffed anyways with in the animal care field. So when you have little staff and a lot of animals to deal with, things get hectic. A lot of the animals don't get, say, as much enrichment as they would need in a 24-hour period. They don't get as much one-on-one time with the employees, things like that.
So you said that the Albany Humane Society is pushing spay and neuter. How are you guys doing that?
Any animal that gets adopted out from the Humane Society is spayed and neutered. Any animal that gets reclaimed, we offer to help the owner spay and neuter at a lower cost. There are low-cost spay and neuter options. South Georgia low-cost spay and neuter is one of them. There's also vouchers that you can get at spayed and neutered at a decreased price as well.
So how are you guys also pushing adoption as well at the Albany Humane Society?
A lot of social media posts. We have our website where we have all of the animals that are available for adoption listed. On that website, and as well as our Facebook page, we have the animal's name, age, personality, how much they weigh, things like that, just to try to get the word out there to people who may not, be residents of Albany, but know someone who is, or something like that.
Yeah, and then I also know there was one thing I really wanted to talk about, which is the doggy dates I read about. I think that is a pretty unique thing I haven't heard from any other shelter myself. But how did you guys come up with the idea of the doggy dates?
So we basically came up with the idea because people were interested in fostering or wanted to help a shelter animal in some way, but just didn't know how. And maybe they couldn't come in to volunteer because they only had like a lunch break to spare or something. So we offered doggy dates for the community to be able to take an animal out for an hour, a day, a weekend, however long, just to kind of get them time out of the shelter where they can decompress, give them some enrichment. A lot of the people who do doggy dates love to take them to like PetSmart. They'll take them to like Starbucks or Brewster's to get a pup cup, things like that.
No, yeah, my dog, he had his first pup cup last time I went to visit my mom. He tore that thing up.
Oh yeah.
No, yeah. So how important is volunteering when you mentioned people aren't able to volunteer much, so that's why you started the doggy dates. How important is it to volunteer at a humane society?
Oh, volunteers are amazing. We're always needing our community support, but to have that extra hands-on when we're cleaning, bathing animals, giving out medications daily. There's a lot of work that goes into the shelter, and as an employee, there's a lot of roles that you play. So to have a volunteer come in and help walk that dog for a minute, so you can give medicine or print out a cage card, things like that. It really helps us out.
All right, and then how can someone go about being a volunteer?
So all you would have to do is fill out a volunteer form. You can fill one out on our website, albanyhumane.org, or you can fill one out in person at the shelter. We love to see people, so we love when they come down and fill the forms out. But the only thing we ask is that if you are under 18 years of age, that you are accompanied by an adult.
Okay. No, yeah, I know adoption, going into adopt, someone at some point is going to leave with the dog.
Oh, yes. It's very hard not to.
No, yeah, down here they were pushing me like, please adopt Aiden. um, but then, can you also tell us, moving back to doggy dates, how popular are the doggy dates?
They're pretty popular. I will say during the summer months, we see an increase of doggy dates just because everyone's kids are out of school for the summer, and it's a great summer activity to do. You can, spend time with the family, and then you can also, educate the younger generation about animals and how to treat them and what they need on a daily basis, things like that.
Yeah, and how many have been successful?
We've had a couple. I'd say it's maybe 50-50 where they, take the dog out for a doggy date or foster and then end up falling in love and keeping them.
Yeah. And so I know you were telling me also about Aiden, who you guys will see later on. And you were telling me that there are some other dogs who are available at the shelter. Can you tell me a little bit about them?
Yeah, so we have all dogs of all shapes and sizes. We, get in from animal control, and we also take in owner surrenders as well. So we have everything from, 5-pound Chihuahuas to 118-pound Cane Corsets. So.
All right. And when you said you see in strays, why do you think you guys are getting in so many strays?
I do think spay and neuter is the main reason. A lot of people can't afford to take care of their animals anymore, whether that's from COVID or increase in things like dog food, vet care. So most of the time, if they can't find a place for them, they end up on the streets and then picked by us.
All right, so speaking of the animals that are adoptable, this is Aiden. According to the shelter, he is a Jack Russell mix. Yes, I made him his own super. And can you tell us just a little bit about Aiden, Peyton?
Yeah, so we do have him guesstimated as a Jack Russell mix. We're not 100% sure. He is full grown at a whopping 23 pounds. He's around 2 to 3 years old, and he loves meeting new people. He's curious in anybody and everybody, and he loves belly rubs and giving kisses.
Oh, great! And just to clarify, he is adoptable right now for
Yes,
anyone
ma'am.
who would like him. All right, and then speaking of adoptable, how can residents go about adopting a dog?
So it's actually really easy. You can either put in an inquiry on our website, albanyhumane.org, or you can show up to the shelter in person. We have you fill out the quick adoption application, and then we walk you through to see all the animals.
All right, and then for the dates, going back one more time, there's one question that just popped up. Do they expand to any other animals?
Not currently. We could look into possibly doing cats if they were spayed and neutered, but all we take in is dogs or cats. So that's as far as our range would probably go.
All right. And that's pretty much it for you guys. Again, I do want to stress Aiden is adoptable right now. You can take him on a doggy date if you would like at the Albany Animal Shelter. And thank you so much for joining us and tuning in. You guys have a good day.